All right, so in this problem right here, we're going to take this math problem and we're going to utilize our concept of working from bottom to top, okay? So when you have a word problem, I may have got to talk to you about this and I may not have got to talk to you about this. When you have a word problem, there's three things that I want you to do with them, okay? First thing I want you to do is when you find the question, where is it located? Where's the question located? It's at the bottom. Every time it's at the bottom. So when you're working a word problem, you want to find the question, and every math problem is going to be at the end. Every one of them. So when I go through and I look at this problem, it says right here, find the cost of one package of cookie dough and one package of gingerbread cookie dough. That's what it asked me to do, so I found the question. Now, the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to trim the fat of the problem. Okay? What's going to be important? So, inside of here, there are certain things that show up in the question that help me go back and try to find it. So, in here, I see that I have chocolate chip cookie dough and gingerbread cookie dough. Are there any other numbers or things in the question? Not in the passage. We ain't even talked about the passage yet. Are there any other numbers or things that you think are important in the question? The question states, find the cost of one package of chocolate chip cookie dough and one package of gingerbread cookie dough. To me, there's one other word in there that's very important. Cost. Very good. This is the most important thing right there when it comes to the question, because when cost is measured in what units? Dollars. It's measured in dollars. So therefore, that sets my problem up for me. Okay? The last thing that you're going to do in a word problem is find the numbers. I don't care what the numbers are yet. We're going to find them. So when I find them, I see that I got 93, 4, 364, 12, 1. Any other numbers that you see in the problem? Where's it at? Oh, right here at the top? 8. Okay, so the numbers that I found are 8, 12, 1, 364, and 93. And 4. 4 is another one. Okay, so when I find the numbers, now let's associate the meaning to those numbers. Okay, what does 8 represent? Okay, so this is going to be chocolate chip. 12 represents?
Gingerbread.
1 represents? 364? Of what? Total of what, though? 3. There you go. That's important. Its units is dollars. 93? Dollars. And 4? Okay. Now, if I look at the numbers that I have, there was no misleading numbers in the whole problem. There wasn't something stuck in there that wasn't meaningful because I have 2 chocolate chips, 2 gingerbreads, and 2 costs. Okay? And so in there, I can set up my equations. And to do so, you said it a while ago without even mentioning it, you said that equals a total. I kept saying of what? Of what? Of what? So you have a total of 364, and that means equal to, right? And you have a total of what? We agree with that? Total of what unit again? Okay? And in this, we have 8, 12, 1, and 4. Okay? So let's take the numbers 8 and 12 a second. These right here, what do they represent? Number of packages. Do y'all agree with that? So is 8 a cost and 12 a cost? It is not. That's the unknown. And so how am I going to get how much it cost? If I want to know a total cost of chocolate chip, then I'm going to take the total number of packages I sold, and how do I figure out its total amount of money? So tell me how I utilize that variable.
Huh?
Huh?
8Y.
or x, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to stay in numerical or stay in order right here. So my x is going to represent cost of the package, right? All right, so is that going to give me a total of 364? What's going to add to my 364 total? The other one, right? So I sold 12 packages of gingerbread, and I know that this represents my cost there. Right? So we have one equation. Can you solve that equation for y? Okay? So when I solve that equation for y, I'm going to come down here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the 8x to the other side. How do I create a 0 on that side? Very good. I'm going to subtract the 8x. Okay? How do I create a 1 on the y to get y by itself? Now this was a mistake that we talked about last week. You got to do it to both sides, right? You got to do it to everything. And when I do that, I'm going to get y equals negative 8 over 12x plus, and you can go ahead and divide that with, is 364 and 12 divide evenly? Okay, it's a decimal. 30.3. Is it repeating? Okay, so even if I wanted to leave it like this, that's not a problem because we're going to put it directly in our calculator anyway, aren't we? All right, so tell me how you think the next equation should be set up. How should it look with the $93?
So it's going to be 1x plus 4.
1x plus 4y. Now let's explain it. This 1 is over here, so it's going to go with that right there in the 4. So it's 1 package of chocolate chips and 4 packages of gingerbread. And so in that, are my packages' prices different? My prices aren't different. My quantities are what's different. So that's what changes it from the 93. So let's take this and let's solve this one for y. Okay, so I have 1x plus 4y equal to 93. So this is one equation that I have that I can graph by. How do I get the second one? I got to create a 0 on this side. And what's my last step? Say again? I got to get a 1 on my y. How do I create a 1 on the y? Okay? And so my other equation is y equals negative 1 over 4x plus 93 over 4. So these are my two equations that I'm going to graph. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do in your calculator right now is I want you to put those into y1 and y2 and find the point of intersection. When you put them in your calculator, you have to put parentheses around the fractions. I'm going to go ahead and write the answer on here so we can stop the video. Therefore, if you got questions of the calculator, I can answer those, okay? And so the answer for this was my chocolate chip prices was going to equal, what y'all have? Heidi, what does that chocolate chip price have? So number 11. Ma'am? 17. And my gingerbread price was? 19. Those are what your points should come out to be. Okay? Bryce, would you go grab me a calculator real fast? I'll put this in so you can watch me do so. All right, so I'm going to put this into my calculator. so you can watch. Okay, I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to enter in parentheses -1 divided by 8, close parentheses, x plus, close parentheses, 364 divided by 12. It wasn't 1 8. It was 8 12. Sorry. All right. So that was my first equation. My second equation, parentheses, -1 divided by 4, close parentheses, x plus, open parentheses, 93 divided by 4, close parentheses. Those are my...
Before you carry on the rest of one, I clicked clear and it did the wrong thing instead of delete. It's 364 divided by
364 is divided by 8. No, 12, divided by 12. All right, so we hit graph. We should see both of our lines. We're probably going to have to do some zooming here because my other numbers are big. Okay, so I'm going to go zoom out. There's one line. There comes my other line. Can you see the point of intersection? You can't see it right there. Did you zoom out? Okay. So I'm going to go to second, trace, intersect. There's my first curve. My next one has to come past the point of intersection. There it is. Enter. And there's my solutions of 17 and 19.